For this video, I simply want to give you some food for thought regarding Jesus' words in Matthew 24, 4 through 35, which I take to be a single unit in this chapter and the answer to the disciples' second question, which is, what will be the sign of your coming and of the end of the age? Jesus is answering the disciples' question, but the words he speaks are not really intended for them, but for a future audience. And Jesus begins by saying, don't let anyone deceive you. The big question is, who is the you in all of this? Oh, and the disciples Jesus was talking to are all dead, and none of these things happened during their lifetime. So that should clue us in on the fact that this warning wasn't intended for them. This is also evident by Matthew, who, by the inspiration of the Holy Spirit, inserted an editorial note in the middle of Jesus' warning saying, whoever reads, let him understand. Which many scholars believe Matthew wrote down Jesus' words decades after they were spoken, which means he knew it wasn't for him or believers during this age, like you and me, but for a future group of people. The question still remains, who is this for? The intended audience will be the nation of Israel that will be living in a specific future time that has been prophesied throughout the Old Testament prophets, known as the time of Jacob's trouble, or the Great Tribulation. Now, let me point you to three specific types of identifiers Jesus uses to clearly show that he is talking about the nation of Israel. Those three identifiers are the location, the culture, and the title. When you see the abomination of desolation standing in the holy place, let those who are in Judea run away. This will be taking place in Jerusalem, and the inhabitants that will be living there in the future are the ones being warned to get out of town when they see this happen. 17 and 18. Let him who is on the housetop and him who is in the field run away immediately without supplies. How many of you are just chilling on your A-frame rooftop right now? Probably no one. Jesus is talking about the Jewish people who have flat rooftops, which are fully functional parts of the home that people would be using constantly. And working in the field and agriculture are normal day-to-day experiences in the land of Israel. Verse 20 and 32. Pray that your flight may not be in the winter or on the Sabbath. Learn the parable of the fig tree. When its branch has already become tender and puts forth leaves, you know that summer is near. These are both cultural examples that would speak directly to the Jewish nation, as the Jews who observe the law, whether written or oral, would be concerned with travel restrictions on the Sabbath. The third identifier, the title. Jesus describes the group he is referring to as the elect 3 times. And the most natural and obvious interpretation here would refer to the people of Israel, God's chosen nation. Assuredly, I say to you, this generation will by no means pass away till all these things take place. Heaven and earth will pass away, but my words by no means will pass away. Jesus is plainly telling us that the group of people he is referring to, the nation of Israel living at this time, that entire generation of people will not pass away until all that Jesus has just spoken about happens.